In this position, we take note of the following: the white rook controls the a-file. By controlling the a-file, the rook will be able to go to a8, from there it can attack the queen on f8, guarding the king on h8 and controlling the a8 square as well. The white bishop controls the a1-h8 diagonal, though it is blocked by the black bishop on f6. Thus, we could say that the most crucial square in this position and what we call our key square is the h8 square, where the black king is sitting. The white queen is also controlling a file, the e-file, however it is blocked by a pawn on e7, supported both by the queen and the bishop. Take note that the bishop is pinned, thus it cannot technically support the e-pawn. Knowing these things, we can now establish our move. And the best move for this position is queen takes the pawn on e7, sacrificing the queen. Again, the bishop cannot take the queen as it is pinned by the white bishop. If queen takes queen, then rook to a8, check. The rook can now go to a8 now that the queen is deflected and no longer defends the a8 square. The king cannot be defended both by the rook to b8 and the queen to either e8 or f8, and even on d8, the rook will still take it as the bishop is pinned. The black king is checkmated. Now going back to this position, the black king can move to g8 protecting the queen and unpinning the bishop. Queen to e6 check. Then either king to h8 or queen to f7 blocking the check. If king to h8, then bishop takes bishop with check. Queen takes bishop. Here white has a variety of moves for the queen. Queen to e8, queen to c8 and queen takes queen with check. King to g8, only move. Then, queen to g7, checkmate. If queen to f7, the rook to a8. Black rook to b8. Rook takes rook, check. Bishop to e8. Then, rook takes bishop, checkmate. Other moves for black are still losing. For example, queen to g7, pawn takes queen in check. If bishop takes on g7, the best move for black is rook to b8, adding a defender for the a8 square. Bishop takes bishop in check. The queen can take the bishop, but it is better to just move the king away from the check. Queen to e6 in check, the king has no squares left to move, so the queen has to block with queen to f7. White queen moves to d6 with a threat to the rook and the pawn on b4. The rook cannot move away from the 8th rank as it defends the a8 square, so it has to abandon its support on the b-pawn and just move to c8. With a piece up and the pawn will be taken after some maneuver, this position is completely winning for white.